and welcome everyone back to more A Dance of Fire and Ice, which I should start calling just Adofi. It's way easier to spell and to remember. So, oh wait, this is a little bit loud to me. Let me actually lower the volume, the desktop volume a little bit. There it is. Alright, so the title should be pretty self-explanatory, but in case you're actually wondering, yes, I've been playing this stage for 5 days, which basically sum a total of 13 hours, and I still didn't get it. You are free to say I suck, because you probably will be right. But that's basically the case right now. So yeah. The real question is, as I also say in the title, is will I get it today? And that's a question that I sadly don't know the answer for. But it's gonna be most likely no. That's a spoiler alert, but yeah. Most likely not gonna happen today, but if it does happen, then that will be really good. That will be pretty awesome. Anyways, let's get to it. Thankfully there's only like one tutorial stage before the stage, like the actual stage. Otherwise it would have been kind of a chore to play them every single time I try this. Well, not every single time, but like every time I open the game. Okay, that was a lot further than I thought I would get on my first play of the day. Even if it isn't really that far, it's still pretty good for the warm-up part of the stream. Oh, I was gonna lower the volume a little bit more because it's still a little bit loud. Maybe it actually isn't even that loud, it's just that I've been listening to this song for so long that it just comes to a point where it's hard to listen, even if it's not even that loud. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have nightmares to this song. I still haven't gotten any, thankfully, but it wouldn't surprise me, to be completely honest. Okay, it seems that my hand is not properly placed on my keyboard. Let's see if that helps. Maybe it's just the fact that there's a lot of humidity in the environment. achievement. I'm thinking about, like, if I should, if I eventually beat this, whole stage, if I should upload all these 30 hours of me struggling with it, or if I should just upload the final actual good run where I actually get it. I don't know. Because here's the thing, if you tell someone I've been attempting this stage for more than 12 hours total, it's pretty hard to believe. Like, it's pretty hard to believe either that someone is so stubborn on something that he can probably he can't probably get ever, or maybe the fact that why will anyone take this long to beat this stage? I feel like it's so unbelievable, sorry, because of those two things. So I say that saving all these replays for just to, make the world know of the struggle of this stage, that might be a good idea. Although I really wonder who would like to watch that. Like 13 hours compilation of someone failing at a map. That must be hard to watch. Nice. I don't know who I'm hitting those early. Like, I'm not even rushing on the tap, so I don't know what's to do with that. Most surprising part is that even after all these hours I still struggle with the alternating. Like, you would expect me to struggle on the 70% mark or something like that, but nope. Oh, that was late. Hey Balabis, how is it going? Yeah, 13 hours. You know how does it feel like to play this stage for 13 hours and still being mentally sane? That's something that I can't believe that I achieved. Like, I think that by itself is a bigger achievement than me actually beating this stage whenever that will happen. Like, damn. This is some hardcore stuff. Damn it. Yeah, 13 hours. I don't know what's the exact number, to be honest, but you can just look at the past transmissions and start adding up the hours of each day, each stream, and it's probably gonna add up to 13 or something like that. Like, I'm sure, like, I'm 100% sure that it was more than 10 hours. I don't know the exact number, but it's definitely around there. So yeah, that's basically 3 times the amount of time that it took me to beat the base game. Like, the base game, including the speed trials, took me 3 to 4 hours. So this is basically 3 times that. That's something that, when you think about it, it's unbelievable. So I was thinking earlier if I should upload all these 13 hours of suffering, or if I should just upload the good run. I really don't know. I mean, when I think about it, if I don't upload all these 13 hours, no one is gonna really believe me that I tried this for so long without getting tired. But at the same time, if I do upload those 13 hours, who in the right mind would like to watch all that stuff? Like, who would like to watch someone failing at a single stage 13 hours non-stop? I don't think anyone is masochistic enough to do something like that. Okay, that's the farthest I got. Holy, that pattern is gonna be a problem. That pattern right there is. So what I have to do there is to do a double, wait a note to do another one, and repeat that 4 times, and then when I get there, there's like a ascending staircase that does the same thing, except it's offbeat. No, I know, yeah, no, don't worry about it. I know that nobody will watch more than 5 minutes. I mean, I will be surprised if someone is even gonna watch the full playthrough with the normal maps even. So watching 12 hours of this is, but I don't know if it's really for the fact that I'm expecting people to watch it, as it's more like a way to tell people that yes, this was real, here's the evidence. Like, I really don't care if they watch the whole thing or not, because like I said, nobody will do that. But it's more of a fact that if someone doesn't believe me that I tried this for so long without giving up, then there's the evidence. I think it's more like that. That's why I think it will be worth to save all of these streams of me struggling. Then again, I mean, it's nothing special. I'm pretty sure there's people that have been trying this for way longer and they aren't bragging about it, so. Because to be honest, trying this stage for this long is nothing to brag about. I mean, if there's something to brag about, is if you did this in like an hour or something. That's something I will brag about. But doing this in 12 hours, 13 or whatever it's gonna take is like, no, it's not really something you'll really like to brag about. But I don't know, we will see. After all, there is really no limit to what, like, there's no limit to the length of the highlights that you can save on Twitch, so even if they are completely worthless 15 hours, Twitch will still allow you to upload it, so might as well do it. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna lose anything if I do it, other than time, but it's not gonna be too long. So, if I remember correctly, it was 87%, right? What I should reach. I think it was 87 or something like that. Okay. So, I assume those two are gonna be the last two patterns, hopefully. I really hope those are the two last. Because if they are not, and there is a last hard pattern, that will be too much. really wonder how my performance today is gonna be if I don't switch game, because I'm not planning to switch in the game today. Like, I'm planning to try this for the whole stream. So I wonder if that's gonna be good for my performance or not. Probably not, but whatever. I mean, it's not like it can get much worse. Actually, it can get much worse, but I don't know how much. Do I watch other Twitch streamers? Well, I do watch. I will say that probably the only two streamers I consistently watch nowadays is Aris and Bistro MC. Aris is, well, basically it's the channel is called Avoiding the Puddle. He's basically a fighting game streamer for the most part, but he plays a lot of different games, and I gotta say that the stream is pretty funny. Like, it's one of those streams that there's only one of a kind, and I feel like it's really like very worth to watch if you don't mind a lot of, you know, what could be considered toxic behavior by some people, which I personally don't care about. Oh, alright. Yeah. Yeah, Aris is, I mean, to me at least, is a pretty funny dude. Like, the streams he does are unique. I don't think I have laughed as much to his stream that I have laughed to any other stream. Like, really, I feel it's one of a kind. And then, well, Bistro MC is a reading game player, which is now, I think it's currently streaming right now. He plays Osu. And yeah, he's pretty good. And other than those two, I don't think I watch much more than that. Maybe the occasional fighting game tournament or something like that. Acer, I also watch Acer whenever he streams. I believe that Acer is also a reading game player, but he barely streams at the how's it called? I forgot the English word for it, but basically he streams where I'm not on my free time, basically. And other than those three, no, most likely only those three. Again, I might watch a random stream that I feel like watching, but most likely I'm on those three streams for the most part. Honestly, I think I will watch a lot more streamers if I had the time, but I definitely don't. I mean, if I want to become a streamer myself, I have to spend time streaming. And if I spend time streaming and I also have a daytime, daytime job, it's not something that leaves you with a lot of time left for doing something else. So, yeah. But I gotta be say I'm thankful for the free time I have left, even after working and streaming. And most of the time I use that time to watch other streamers. Street Fighter 5. Well, the thing about Street Fighter 5, how should I put it to not sound aggressive? Street Fighter 5 is a game that, you know, I was really looking forward to when 2015 it was, or 2014, I can't remember. I think it was 2016 actually, when it actually came out, or maybe 15. I really can't remember, but I really was looking forward to it because I really liked watching Street Fighter 4 tourneys and stuff. I really liked playing it too. And once Street Fighter 5 released, I really looked into a lot of the stream because I was really excited to watch it. Like the new Street Fighter, the new something that hasn't been happening for 9 years or 8 years. Well, maybe it's 7. Yeah, I think it was 7 years without any new Street Fighter. I was so excited, and then after a couple of days of watching people play it, I was like I was watching people play it, and I feel to myself that I was wasting my time because I wasn't having fun at all watching them play it. And I tried playing it myself, and well, it wasn't a bad gameplay wise. I feel like it definitely was a very watered down version of Street Fighter 4, and that alone made a huge impact on me, and I stopped caring about Street Fighter for years. Then I tried to watch it again, and sadly I still couldn't watch it. I still felt like every time I watched the Street Fighter tourney I was wasting my time. And when it comes to play it, as I said, like I really don't find much motivation to play, especially because Street Fighter was released as a full price game, I think. I don't know if it was $40 or 60. So all of those factors combined definitely didn't drive me away from Street Fighter 5. So to answer your question, and at TLDR, basically, no, I don't have any interest in playing Street Fighter 5. Maybe if for whatever miracle they actually change the gameplay into something I find interesting, maybe, probably. But I think at this point that's not gonna happen. I mean, they already added second beat triggers. I'm not sure if they added second supers. Like, they did some changes compared to the vanilla game, but that still isn't enough to make me interested in it. In fact, I think I'm not really interested in any fighting game right now. When it comes to competitively playing it online against other people, I don't feel like playing any fighting game. But I have to say that I'm very interested in playing arcade modes of some fighting games. Like, for example, King of Fighters. I'm a pretty big fan of the arcade modes of the King of Fighters games. And I play them, I usually play them from time to time because I really find them pretty fun to do. And beat all those old games with different teams. So I might someday stream something like that, but if you are expecting me to stream competitive fighting games, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Unless, like I said, someone... Well, not even a Street Fighter, but if someone releases a fighting game at a reasonable price with no insane amount of additional content, like paid additional content, I think Riot Games, like the company that makes League of Legends, was working on a free-to-play fighting game. I don't know how they are gonna make it. I don't have much faith in that, but if they end up making a good free-to-play fighting game, I might try it out. But again, to answer your question, no. Street Fighter 5 is not gonna happen. I'm sorry. What might happen, like I said, is I might want to play Street Fighter Alpha 2 and actually unlock the true final boss, which is something that I wanted to do for a pretty long time, and I never got myself... Like, I never could because it was pretty hard. So I might stream that someday. And other Street Fighter secret bosses as well. Oh, I see. Yeah, Street Fighter 5 is... I mean, it's pretty sad. Like, I can't even get angry at it. I mean, I can get angry at Capcom, of course, but when you look at the game... When I look at Street Fighter 5, I look at a game that had so much potential. A game that could have been so good. In fact, it could be a game that could have brought the fighting games to a mainstream place. Like, it could probably make a lot of people interested in fighting games. But it really failed to me. I know it still has a lot of players and it still pulls off pretty big numbers for tourneys, but it's definitely waste potential, and it's pretty sad for me to watch that. Damn, now I actually want to play the Street Fighter Alpha 2 just to unlock Shin Akuma. That's pretty hard to do. Like, in that game, I think you have to get 3 perfect, don't lose any round, get like 5 super kills, And all of that basically, like I said, without losing any round, just to face Shinakuma. That's something that is, to me, so hard to do. So I might stream that sometime, because it sounds pretty fun to do. Alright. Let me try to actually get past the 30% mark, if that's possible. I really wonder if Capcom is actually gonna release Street Fighter 6 someday. Or if they are... Well, they are definitely not broke, because franchises like Resident Evil and Monster Hunter actually do pretty well. So I don't think money is an issue for them. But after seeing how bad Street Fighter 5 did compared to their other franchises, I don't know if they are gonna make another Street Fighter game. That will actually be surprising if they actually did it. I mean, they are still supporting Street Fighter 5, so they still wanna support fighting games, but I don't know if they're gonna make another game after this one. Okay, I'm struggling on 30% again. Wait, let me actually, before I continue, let me actually try to take a little breather, just so I can stop missing at those early notes. It's pretty funny when you think how I, in like half an hour ago, I think, or maybe 20 minutes, I got to 86% in this map, or 83 or something, and now I can even pass 30%. It's amazing how easy to miss this map is. Or maybe it's amazing how bad I am at it. That's probably more accurate. Damn it. It's always the last one with that staircase. For whatever reason. Hey Claire, how's it going? Yeah, well, it's one of those things, like, I've been saying this basically since the first day. This is so close, but at the same time it's so far that it's pretty funny. It's just funny because, when you look at it, 86% or 83, I don't remember which was my top score, you're like, damn, it's really close. You're only like 17% away. And that might be true, but the problem is to get to that 80%, I fail like 30 times in a row, and then on the 31st try, I actually get to 80% again. So it's kind of like one of those things where you get 2 step forward and 5 step backwards kind of thing. That's basically how it feels to play this bonus stage. Oh, I forgot to tap. Sits it? Yeah. That stage is more getting used to the rhythm than anything else. Because the rhythm in that stage, in sits point eight, is pretty irregular, like. It's not really intuitive at first, but if you play it enough times, it actually makes sense. It's just that it's so weird to play and so, like I say, so irregular. It's definitely not a normal rhythm at all. It's pretty, I will say, complex. I think that's the right word. It's a bloody complex rhythm. And that's kind of funny because it's kind of like the opposite of this stage. Like this stage doesn't really have complex rhythm at all. It's just the fact that it's so fast that timing it becomes increasingly harder with time. So yeah, if this stage was actually mapped at a lower BPM, this will be pretty easy. But 300 BPM is too much. It's really too much. Hey AC Borsia, how is it going? Actually, now that I think about it, wait, I'm not sure if it's anything of yours. You're cutting out a little. For me, it's not a normal rhythm. It's been many years since oh, okay. Yeah, AC Borgia, you have to beat every stage except the 6 edge. Like, you have to beat 1 to 5 on 1.5 speed, and you have to beat stage 6 on 1.1 speed. Once you do that, the bonus stage is gonna be unlocked and you will be able to play it. And don't get scared by that. I know that 1.5 sounds hard, but it's not that hard for most of the maps. It's just a matter of memorizing the rhythm for the most part. That's basically it. And in case of 6.8 on 1.1 speed, it's really just a little bit of a speed increases. It isn't really that hard. Also, for the whole thing about skipping frames, I'm actually not dropping frames. So I don't know if it's Claire, I don't know if it's your internet or because I don't think it's my internet. I really haven't dropped more than 42 frames on the whole stream, so I doubt that it is my stream. I hope it's not my stream at least. According to OBS at least it's not, so sadly I mean if I could stream a lower resolution I would, but if you're not affiliate, or I think if you're not partner even, you can't stream a lower resolution unless you just stream everything a lower resolution, which sucks because I really don't want to stream this at 360p. But at the same time, I wish a lot of people that might not have the best internet to be able to watch it, but I just have to take the L. You have to do 1 through 5 on 1.5, and then you have to do the sets one on 1.1. That's basically what you have to do to unlock the bonus stage. And to me, the hardest ones to do are War 3 on 1.5, and to some extent War 5, also on 1.5. The rest are not really that hard to do. Yeah, you definitely will struggle a little bit, but it's just a matter of getting used to the rhythm, not to the rhythm, but like to the patterns at that speed. Yeah, it's 6.8 on 1.1. That's basically what you have to do. Like you might struggle a lot first, like on your first attempt you're probably gonna be like, this is impossible, but it's really just trying to memorize and having muscle memory on those patterns that are specifically hard for you. Everything else that you can kinda beat without much trouble, you just roll with it. What you really have to do is specifically practice those patterns you struggle with. Yeah, I really want to try actually since it's on 1.5, but I wanted to try it once I beat the bonus stage, and as you can see right now, that doesn't seem like it's happening anytime soon, so sadly I won't be able to try it yet. But I might someday. Oops, I forgot to tap. I know I sound repetitive when I say this, but just thinking about how Doomsday did this on an hour, it's just insane. Like, what a good player. Damn it. Yeah, Doomsday is it's just so good. I feel like it's one of those players that like the game can throw something really hard at him and he will just keep being composed. Like regardless of the challenge, he stays calm and pulls right through it. And he's such a cool guy too. I wonder how Bubbleman will do on this game. He's also a British rhythm game player. Really wonder how he will do. Oops. He's he's really good at everything, really. I mean, Doomsday is one of those players that have been playing reading games for such a long time that he's just good. Like, there's no other word to describe it. He's just, well, I mean, you could say he's really good. But yeah. Oh, yeah, actually, Claire, the map editor is already on the way. If I'm not mistaken, it actually exists, but not formally in the game. It's still like on a beta, and there are a lot of people doing maps on it. So in fact, let me just link you the Discord. They have a Discord for this game, and all that stuff you can just watch it there on the channel that is called how's it called? Dance of Fire and it's called Adofide. That's the name of the channel inside that Discord. In terms of the Discord, I will see if I have it on my history. Let's see. Do I have it? Oh, this one right here. Let me send it to you real quick. It's this one right here. So if you're curious about it, it's right there. Oh, no problem. It's basically the Discord for 7 Rhythm, which is basically the developers that made the game. So you will find a lot of other games made by the same developers on that Discord. But if you wanna go to this game channel, like I said, it's called Adofai. It's actually like this, which is basically an abbreviation of A Dance of Fire and Ice. It's actually just a lot easier to pronounce than the whole name, so it might save you a lot of breath. Good stuff. Damn it. So if you're new to rhythm games, actually I don't even know what rhythm game I should recommend. I think this game is pretty good to start with rhythm games. The song in level 4, that's Love Letters. Yeah, I mean it's... In fact, actually let me show you this. In that song, I have I have a 2.5 record right there. You can probably, I think this was on my second day or first day of playing the game. It was kinda hard to get the 2.5, I'm not gonna lie, but still it is a pretty easy, yeah, and it's a pretty easy song to play. In fact, I will say that it's probably the easiest one besides the first one. Also, yeah, the war on, like the song on War 5 is also pretty good. Although I gotta say that my favorite song on this game is the World 3 song, especially on 1.5 speed. It's so fun. Wow, I pressed the thing right there a lot more than I should have. Yeah, the stage 4 is definitely the easiest one. I mean, if it wasn't the easiest one, I wouldn't have been able to do that 2.5 speed trial. Yeah, I will recommend you leave 3eds for last, because that for me is the hardest one by far. And the reason why it's the hardest one is because it's the fastest one. It's the fastest song, excluding the bonus stage, of course. And I think excluding it's also, but you should definitely leave it for last. In fact, when I did this, I left stage 5 and stage 3 for last. And the very last one was stage 3. So yeah, you should leave that one and focus on the other ones. And once you beat all the other ones, then yeah, of course, focus on that one. No, it's actually not a bug. One of the, well, it's not a developer, the one that told me this is actually a guy that is really committed to the game. That basically, you have, okay, let me show you this. Look at the screen right now. See, those are normal perfects. That's a late perfect, the one before that red late. Like, if you look at it, that's a late perfect. And that's an early perfect. See, it says E perfect and L perfect. Those basically count as a full note, right? They count as something that, you know, is a perfect but not a complete perfect, if that makes sense. So if you beat a song by having all perfects, even if they are early or late perfects, you get guaranteed 100% accuracy. But if you get normal perfects, like complete perfects, you get more than 100%, because it's kind of like, I don't know why they decide to go with that, but basically if you get a song with all perfects and not early or late perfects, you get the maximum score, which sometimes I think is 120 or something like that. You will see if you got an all perfect score, because I think you get golden letters on the accuracy or something like that. It's kind of a weird way to get to, calculate the accuracy, but yeah, it's not a bug. Yeah, basically those, like I say, those count as perfect, but they don't give you any additional accuracy. They give the normal accuracy. Basically, they give you a full note score, but nothing more than that. Of course, if you hit early, not early perfect, but early or late, those are actually, I think, half a score. I don't know if it's exactly half, but it's not a complete point. So that's when you can actually get your accuracy for below 100%. And then there is the actual perfect without late perfect or early perfect, which gives you more than 1 point for that note. Like I said, it's kind of hard to understand because it doesn't make much sense, but yeah, it's the way they decided to do it. Basically because the percentage is not really relative. Like normally when you play a rhythm game, the percentage of accuracy is the amount of notes that you hit in a perfect manner versus the amount of notes in the map. So basically whatever the map is, you're gonna get, like the maximum you're gonna get is 100%. But in this game, every note has actually gives you a percentage value. Like I think it gives you 0.1%. So like basically what I'm trying to say is that the notes are not relative. They are like a score. So basically the percentage thing is kind of like not really a percentage. It's more like a score. I don't know why they call it percentage, but it's definitely not a true percentage. I mean, the only thing that is actually a true percentage here is the completion rate. So that 0% right there is actually a 0%, the same way it is 83% when I got to that pattern after the staircase. So that's the only true percent on the game. It actually is not that hard, because if you look at games like Osu that have a sudden death mechanic where you basically die once you miss a note, it's definitely doable. I think they just did it out of laziness, but honestly it's fine because it shouldn't be hard to fit. It really shouldn't. Maybe they did it as a visual thing, because like if you complete a level and you watch your accuracy and it says 92% or something, you may not feel as satisfied as looking at it and saying 101 or 100. So maybe they did it for the player, to actually make the player feel better about their plays. Because it's definitely doable to do a relative percentage even with no misses on the game. Damn it. I really can't believe that I still struggle on these 9s. I really can't believe it. I know I already said that a million times already, but I really hate how I still, after all this time, I still struggle on that 9. Okay, well that's a new best, nice. So I get the rhythm there. It's basically, okay, let me try to practice it. It's something like that. Yeah, I was pretty near the end. Honestly, you know, even if when I eventually beat this extra stage it's gonna feel really good, I don't feel like it's gonna feel that good as if I had done it way earlier. Because honestly, yeah, I can say I finally beat the extra stage after all this time, but at the same time it's like, yeah, I took 15 hours to beat it. So it's kind of like a weird feeling. Like, sure, I passed the stage, if I even passed the stage, of course. Like, I'm gonna say, yeah, I beat the stage. It only took 15 hours. Like, 15 hours. You know how much 15 hour is? That's a pretty long time. So, it's gonna be a weird feeling when I finally beat this thing. It's gonna be one of those things where I wouldn't know if I should feel good or if I should feel sad. I'm so frustrated. I never played Geometry Dash. So I don't really know the frustration of playing that game because I really never played. Is it free to play? Actually, let me check that out. Geometry Dash. I really never played it, so I don't even know what platform is available in. Is it mobile only? Oh, don't tell me it's mobile. Oh, it's actually for Windows. But is it free to play? I hope you're here when I... Well, I can't promise anything because I might get this on the following 5 minutes or I might get it on the following month. Oh, it's not free to play? How much is it worth? Like $4? Well, I'm not really sure. I mean, I already watch a lot of gameplay of it, but I don't know if it's the kind of thing that I like. I mean, it's kind of a hybrid of platform and rhythm game, but I don't know. Doesn't look really convincing to me. Yeah, I know it's hard. That's actually not a really, like, the fact that it's hard is not what drives me away from it. It's the fact that I don't think it's gonna be fun to me specifically. But I don't know. I might enjoy it. I mean, I'm a Touhou player, so I don't think frustrating games are too much to me. Honestly, I mean, if I still haven't broke a keyboard in half after playing Touhou, and more importantly after playing this stage, I don't think I'm gonna break a keyboard in half by playing Geometry Dash, to be completely honest. You know what's the funniest part? There have only been two games that made me so salty that I had to break something. Like, the the only two games that I mean, at least the only two games I remember that made me break something was FIFA Street on the PS2, which actually was FIFA Street 2. It was a pretty fun game, but the hardest setting for the CPU was really hard, and sometimes, like, your goalkeeper basically saved goals at random. So basically, you could have a goalkeeper that saved you from everything, and at the same time, you could have a goalkeeper that didn't do shit. So basically, that game was so frustrating to play in those cases that I actually broke the CD case in half. And the other game that actually made me rage like that, surprisingly, was Neo for the PS4. It actually made me rip my shirt in half. Like, literally, I'm not exaggerating. Of course, it wasn't a pretty strong shirt at all. It's not like I'm strong or anything like that. It's just, it was a pretty old shirt I had, and I just ripped it in half. Just like that. I don't remember any other game that made me break something as those two. There might have been, but I personally don't remember. Also, I never play I Wanna Be the Guy. I might play it someday on stream. It's been a game that I've been wanting to play for a pretty long time. In fact, I wanna play every I Wanna Be games. Like, I Wanna Be the Guy, I Wanna Be the Boshi. There is a lot more that I don't remember right now, but those games seem pretty fun. Well, honestly, those games are basically, I mean, of course they are rage games, so they are not fair at all. But it's just a matter of memorizing it, and eventually you will beat it. It's kind of like Touhou in a sense. I mean, sure, you need reaction time and you need to be fast enough to react to the attacks, but at the same time, it's more of a memory thing than anything else. You just have to remember the patterns and then react accordingly. Yeah, but the thing is that in Touhou, even if the individual attacks might not be as hard as I Wanna Be the Guy, the thing is, with Touhou you have to restart the whole game if you screw up somewhere. Whereas on I Wanna Be the Guy, you just restart until the checkpoint that you earn. So it's basically not. I mean, sure, it's hard, but it's not that bad. If you had to restart the whole game, then yeah, that will be pretty bad. But I think the checkpoints are pretty reasonable. Damn it. Yeah, those people. Well, I don't know if I should call them masochists, but they definitely like things hard, that's for sure. Then again, I think after retrying this thing for 15 hours, I don't have the right to call anyone a masochist, to be completely honest. Damn, that's a pretty irregular rhythm right there. I actually thought I understood it, but I don't understand it. Like, I think the problem here is the damn piano again. Like, I feel like the piano in this song it makes things worse. Like, it's louder than the drums, so you can really pay as much attention to the drums as you should. So that should be. It's. I mean, I get the rhythm, but it's kind of hard to do. 88%. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that after that long staircase at the right side of the screen, I think right after that it should be the end of the game. Well, of the stage, I mean. Damn. Yeah, as I said before, so close and yet so far. So 88 was my highest score. I wonder if I can get to 90% today. Oh, I wasn't fast enough there. Actually, now that I remember, when was the a gold skin? Yeah, you unlock it after the bonus. That's basically what I'm after right here. You have to beat the bonus level and you get a congratulations screen and you unlock a gold skin. And if you also wish, you can get an exclusive Discord role on that Discord that I linked before. If you send them a screenshot or your Steam profile and they check that you have every achievement unlocked, they give you a specific role called Fiery Aficionado, which is that's nice. I'm definitely after those two things, the gold skin and the Discord role. Yeah, I still have to figure out how to do that pattern. I really have to figure it out. I gotta say that gold skin is definitely a pretty good incentive to try to beat this stage. I mean, if it wasn't been for the golden skin, I don't think I would have even bothered with playing this thing for 15 hours. I'm pretty sure it's 15 hours already with what I played today. It probably is. I don't know why I get that one as early. That shouldn't be early, but whatever. That rhythm sucks right there, so I'm not surprised that I'm missing. Oh, I hit it early and then late. You're at 97%. That's pretty good. Damn it. Your arm hurts? Damn. Try the other one. No, that's actually a bad idea. It's better to play with the one that you've been playing all the time. No, actually my arm doesn't really hurt because, as I said before, this is not really a stamina heavy game. Or at least all of the maps that I played yet, they don't have any stamina requirement. because you can just alternate the fast patterns. So it's not like your finger has any pressure on it. Like sure, if you single tap the speed trials, then yeah, it's gonna be a nightmare for you. But if you alternate those speed patterns, they are really not that bad. And on this stage too, it's basically not that bad because those speed patterns I can just alternate them. Well, yeah, that explains why your hands hurt. But you can just alternate in specific patterns. Like for example, in this stage, all all that I'm doing right now that you're seeing on the screen, this is single tap. Like this is all single tap. All of this is single tap. This is still single tap. That's not single tap. And that of course is not. So basically, this is the perfect time to fail because look at the screen right now. See that pattern at the left that is like a square that there is 3 fast notes. I alternate that. Then you see that 9 right there. I also alternate that. And these 2 I alternate the left part of the 2. So basically you don't have to alternate the whole map. You just have to alternate what's really fast to do. And it is hard to keep control of it, but what you have to do in those situations is actually memorize the pattern. If you can't, if you can't figure it out with the rhythm, you have to memorize it. So yeah, that's basically it. It takes a while, and controlling your finger while alternating is pretty hard, so it will take a lot of time. At 6 stars? Wait. Oh, 6 stars, you mean the map difficulty? No, not at all. I can barely pass 5-star maps, so no. I'm not a pretty good Osu player. In fact, the reason why I'm not playing Osu is because it got so hard that it's just not fun anymore to me. No, I don't really have good stamina. In fact, I will say that my biggest weakness in Osu is actually stamina. Whenever there is a stream that is on a higher than 150 BPM map, I just can't do anything. Like my fingers lock because I don't have enough stamina to stream. So really stamina is actually my worst skill when it comes to reading games. Well, actually when it comes to everything, stamina is definitely my biggest weakness. Like if my stamina was actually good, I wouldn't need to alternate this probably. Also, if you don't mind, I'm gonna be right back. Just 1 minute, probably 2 minutes, and I'll be right back. So yeah. Alright, I'm back. Let's see. So what was I doing again? Oh, that's right, I remember. I was playing this map for the 1000th time. Nice. It's nice to remember that. This map is just... Well, the good thing is that I'm definitely never forgetting this map. I don't know if that's actually a good thing or not, but I'm definitely not forgetting it anytime soon. '97 again? Well, I don't remember what the last pattern of SIDS was, to be completely honest. But in any case, try to memorize it. Well, actually on Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, you get 99.71 even if you die at the first spell, I think. Because that game is pretty bad at calculated percentage, so basically once you start the boss fight, I think the game logs at 99.71. I'm not sure, but I think that's the case. Yeah, when it comes to panicking, there's not really much you can do. Like, there's really... I wish I had a good advice on panicking and getting nervous, but I definitely don't. Damn it. So that will be... So it's only one normal node there. Like after the alternate I have to do one normal node and then wait again. Yeah, but the thing is I can't figure out this pattern. Which makes sense because it's a new pattern to me. But I haven't figured it out yet. But I think it's something like this. So it shouldn't be hard in theory. But you know, in patterns like that where you have to wait and then immediately after you have to alternate, it gets hard to not to finger lock or to over tap. Damn it. That's pretty dumb when I actually miss on the horizontal pattern. That feels pretty dumb. Because it's actually the easy part of the map. It's kinda like getting killed in Touhou 13 by Miko's second spell card. That sucks. Damn it. I forgot to tap afterwards. Okay. How about not getting late on those horizontal patterns? That will be great. And not getting early on this slow part, that also will be great. Well, I'm really hitting that pattern late. Okay, have to wake my fingers up. Why there? Like, what am I getting late on that note? Maybe I'm anticipating the 9 way too early. Oh, thanks Claire. Really like the attitude, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fulfill your request. Holy okay. It's really all about. It's pretty funny because it's really all about not screwing up. Cause I already know this part. I know how to beat them. I know what it takes to beat them. I memorized them. But it's just a matter of getting your fingers to actually do it. And that's something that it's pretty hard. Okay. But I'm definitely close. I mean, I got to 88%. So I should be there. I really wonder if I'm gonna reach 24 hours before I actually can beat this thing. That will be something else. Late. It seems that I really like getting late on that specific note. Like not earlier or not after that, but that note, for some reason, I really like getting a late there. By the way, oh. What do you mean after a full perfect? Oh, you mean that you didn't get any early or any late? Oh, I get it, yeah. Well, I mean, you're getting there. I mean, I guess 97% is better than 88. I guess you could look at the bright side there. So, by the way, Chad, how has your day been? Because you already know how my day has been, retrying this over and over. But I wanna know about your day. Hopefully you've had a good day. PBH. Wait, what do you mean by PBH? PBH. What does that stand for? Oh. Yeah. Yeah, the last pattern of Shunko, I remember doing a lunatic point device run, and I got to the last pattern, and I couldn't beat it. Like, I did so good to get to that point, and then lunatic on that thing is just, it's just too much to me. It's a long spell. You have to survive for a pretty long time, and at some point in time the bullets keep coming in every direction. I just don't know what to do. So yeah, that's basically... Well, I might play Lunatic Point Device of that game someday on a stream, but the result is gonna probably be the same. Like, I'm probably gonna get to the last spell. Like, I'm definitely gonna get to the last spell, and then it will be like this stage right here. I will just retry for 15 hours and not get it at all, basically. I think Lunatic took me... I don't remember how many times I tried the last spell, but I think it was less than 100, and I didn't get it. So I don't even know why I'm saying that. I got it in less than 100 since I didn't got it. It's just that I stopped trying, but I basically did it almost 100 times. That game is just insane. In fact, I want to try a hard one coin clear on that game, which I already got by playing Sanae. But the thing is, playing Sanae is basically like cheating. So I should try another character and see if I can get it. Don't you love when you just struggle on those 9s after 15 hours of playing it? I sure love to. I really love struggling on easy patterns. Yeah, struggling on easy patterns is actually my fetish. Otherwise you wouldn't be seeing me playing this for 15 hours. Oh, 98? Nice. Well, it's only 2% more and you're there. You know what I notice is that tapping the keys furiously help with alternating. It's like you make sure that what you tap is what you want to get. So if you tap lightly, it's like your fingers can lock and just ignore your brain. But if you actually try to do it strongly, it might help a little bit. It might work with alternated, but it doesn't work that well with single tapping, I gotta say. Because you waste more stamina and you don't get fast enough. Your keyboard suffers? Well, make sure you don't break it in half. As long as you don't do that, then don't worry about it. These nines are... Hey, Blaster Master. Damn, 3-8. But why you're playing it on 1.5 speed or what? Or were you just playing the normal version? Oh, first time? Damn. Well, I really recommend you not to play this bonus stage then. Because if you play this bonus stage, I think you will grab your computer, go outside, find the nearest trash can and then drop it and set it on fire. So I will recommend you not playing this stage right here. Definitely don't. And honestly, I don't know why I didn't do that yet, but I think I should. I think I'm a masochist after all. Who will have known? Like, honestly, when you think about it, I played this stage for 15 hours. I know I'm saying this a lot, and I'm repeating myself a lot as well, but you have to... Like, I can't be right in the head for playing this thing for 15 hours. I know there weren't consecutive hours, they were a total of 15, but I really don't know where I find the motivation to keep playing this thing. I alternate. So, for example, the 9 I just died there, I actually alternated the same way I alternate all the 2s right there. So, every fast burn I just alternate. Because single tapping to me is impossible. In those cases, I mean. Yeah, on high speed it's pretty natural to alternate instead of single tapping. Because if you try to single tap, not only you're probably gonna hurt your finger, but you're probably also gonna hurt your keyboard. And what's the worst part of all is that you're probably not gonna pass the pattern if you try single tapping. Unless you have a golden stamina, you are like one of those Osu players that can stream 250 BPM somehow. If you can do that, then you can probably single tap most of this game. But if you aren't, then just alternate the fast parts. Even if alternating costs you some finger control, it's better than trying to mash with only one finger. These nines are... I honestly don't want to describe what those nines mean to me, because I would have probably been banned for Twitch if I did that. Because those nines are just... Oh, you got it? Nice. You got the 6.6. Wait, you got it on 1.1 speed, right? So what are the speed trials that you have left? Like you have the 3.8 left, right? All others? Like every other 1.5? Okay. I will suggest you to start with 1, then go with 4, then 2, then 5, and then 3. I know that might be a little hard to remember, so let me just write it down. This is, I think, the best order from easiest to hardest that you can try those speed trails. It should be something like this. I think that's the optimal order, honestly, because 3 is just crazy. Like the third word on 1.5 is really hard. Definitely really hard. Yeah, no problem. Damn, it's coming that part of the stream where I can't even alternate that 9 anymore. It doesn't help that today I feel kinda tired physically, so I don't think this is the day that I got this. It would be great if it was, but I don't know. Wow. That 9 was pretty weird. I don't know what I tried to do and it worked, but I don't know why it worked. Damn it, I misplaced my hand there. Yeah, it's definitely this part of the string where I just struggle with the nines. That's pretty unfortunate. Wow. Well, that's a new record. That's definitely a new record. 94%. The good part is that I figured out how to do those staircase, the long staircase. But for the ascending staircase, that's gonna be another challenge. Like a whole different challenge. Because even if those patterns are the same, in the sense that they have the same amount of space between alternate, that vertical thing is offbeat, so it's not exactly the same as the one after before. So it's there, it's getting close, it's only 6% more. So basically, definitely after this pattern is over, there is the end of the stage for sure. But yeah, it's gonna, again, as I always say, it's so close but so far. And really, as I always say, if this wasn't for the nines, I would have already passed this. But those nines are just trash. I really don't want to sound harsh, right? But those nines, I don't have any other word to describe them. They are just trash. They shouldn't be in the map, to me. But, you know, I don't want to sound salty or anything, especially when I'm so close to actually beating the stage. But those nines at the beginning are... Well, at the beginning, when I say the beginning, I mean at 40%. Those nines are not good. Oh yeah, the fourth stage is a pretty easy to cheese stage. In fact, if you look at my 2.5 play, I cheesed the hell out of it. And it worked. And that's because the song is slow. When a song is slow in this game, basically you can cheese it in a lot of imaginable ways. You know what I would really want for whoever did this map? To play a map full of nines at 300 BPM. I mean, they will probably be able to beat it since they actually made the map, but those nines are definitely something that they get under my skin, basically. What I'm trying to say. See, I mean, if you made a compilation of every play of me on this stage, you will probably see that 50% of my misses, if not more, were on that damn 9 and the other 9 afterwards. where 2 speeds up. You mean the vertical pillar where the screen starts spinning around? Because if you mean that part, then yeah, that part is really hard. Yeah, that part, the hardest part about that section is that it's offbeat, because it's a vertical line. So it's pretty hard to follow the rhythm. That's really the hardest part about it. The fact that it spins around is not really that much of an issue. It's just the part that the rhythm isn't that obvious to figure out. Really overload. Okay, wait a second. Let me calm down for a little bit, because you know, the most infuriating part about this is that I'm still struggling on the 9s. If I had been struggling on other parts, it would have still been like frustrating. If it is in the last part, it will still be frustrating, but the fact that I'm struggling specifically on the 9s is what gets under my skin. Like, the 9s are just... are something else. Something else. I don't want to use any cursing word, but if I had to describe them, I will use a lot of curse words, that's for sure. Left and right. What were you playing last night? Yeah, I'm really curious what you were playing last night. I don't get that pattern. So it's an alternating one, then stop, then it's actually the same as, like I said before, it's the same as the other one. But what changes here is that the first pattern is the alternate and not the waiting one. So you kind of have to hurry up at the beginning and then wait, which is basically the opposite as the previous pattern. And that can get pretty hard to do. Okay. Just how to, like, right here, it's only a matter of focusing basically, because the pattern itself is pretty easy. It's just a matter of being able to place the fast alternating hits and the calm hits in the right time. Which might be even more difficult after the pattern that you just did right there is basically the same one, but it begins differently. Yeah, that's pretty convincing. 94% in 10 minutes. Like, I know I'm right there. Like I said, my biggest problem here are the damn nines at 30% and 50%. Those two nines are trash. They are just trash. They shouldn't be there. I feel like any other pattern will be better to represent the rhythm, but not that one. Other than that, yeah, the rest of the stage, I think I already got it. It's just a matter of not screwing up, and really the only thing left for me to do is to actually figure out this last pattern, which doesn't look hard at all. So yeah, I'm pretty close to getting it. I'm pretty close. Oh, you almost got past the pillar? Yeah. Yeah, on 1.5 it gets pretty hard. And beware, because even after you beat the pillar, there's still a little bit of map left. So be careful when when you get out of the pillar. Pay attention to what comes next, because the level doesn't end just there. There's still, like, I think 20 or 15% of the level left. Too early, damn it. Oh, you got it, nice. Good stuff. So basically all you have to do now is the fifth one and the third one. The fifth one, it's kind of hard because of the irregular rhythm and because of that thing that also looks like a 9 now that I think about it, which is a pattern pretty similar to this one where I die right here. That's the hardest part of the fifth one. If you can go past that one, then the rest of the map shouldn't be that much of an issue. But yeah, be careful with that specific pattern. You will probably need to practice it quite a bit before getting it. No, I almost feel like those 9 patterns will be easier to do without even looking at the screen. Like, I really feel like it's the kind of pattern where you will be better off just closing your eyes, memorizing the pattern with your fingers, don't even listening to the music, and you're gonna get it better than doing all of what I just mentioned. It's that kind of pattern, and that's the reason why I hate it so much. 9s. Who would have thought that one of my favorite numbers will be so dreadful in this game? Oh yeah, you can definitely cheese it a lot. It's a pretty cheesable pattern. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think I cheesed it as well. Damn it, I was anticipating the first one of the last pattern and I got distracted. Yeah, nice. Nice run. It really definitely paying enough attention to whenever I get to that last pattern to start the pattern with an alternate and then calm down and then alternate again. Yeah, I'm right there. I'm so close. Like I can taste the victory. Well, actually it's more like I can smell it, but I can't taste it yet. It's right there. Yeah, that's the problem. Like anticipating that pattern is pretty hard because it makes you want to stop to prepare to the fast alternate, but the problem is that I'm stopping way earlier than I should. And that's a lot of that's what happens with a lot of the patterns in this map, where just because you try to anticipate to the pattern, you fail right before it. It's kind of hard. Damn it. That's a pretty weird place to miss. Yeah, that loop on stage 5 is pretty hard. Try to figure out the pattern, and like I said before, practice it on the pause menu. Like first, when you die to it, look at the screen and try to figure out the rhythm. And once you figure out the rhythm, just go to the pause menu and repeat it over and over again until you build muscle memory out of it, and then try to use it when that part comes. I know that's really hard to do, but I think it's the best way to beat patterns, like hard patterns like that. You recognize the rhythm? Nice. Late? Okay. It's the same as when there are three notes with a little above on a music sheet. Yeah, I really don't know almost anything about music theory, so I can't really comment on that, but sure. I mean, it's really like the last time I studied music theory was back on elementary school, I think, and that was a pretty long time ago. Nice. Okay, I get the rhythm at least. I really get the rhythm, and that's the first time I actually see the end of the level right there. So I get the rhythm, that's the most important part. I know what the pattern needs to, like, I know what I need to do to beat the pattern. So it's just a matter of keeping it cool and reaching the exit, basically. But it's right there, like, I can't get much closer than that. So this has to be just a couple more tries before I actually got it. Damn, it's really close. Like I said, it can't get much closer than that. Holy, that's pretty good. Also, I don't really know what a waltz rhythm is. Like, I know that's probably a pretty easy to understand concept, like a pretty basic concept, but I don't know anything about music theory, so basically telling me terms like that is really not gonna do much. Sorry. I'm really a scrub when it comes to music theory. I know almost nothing about it. Yeah, it's right there. Oof. Thanks for the enthusiasm. I really hope I can get this tonight. That will be really good. But like you can see right there how those nines are the bane of my existence. I can do the rest of the map just fine, but those nines are... Okay. So I have to do a fast one then, and right after that one I have to do another fast one, basically. So I don't have to stop right there. I don't even have to stop there. I mean, even if it is a normal note, I have to be careful because if I stop, that's what happens. I miss right there. Also, it's pretty funny when you think about it that this song is basically 1 minute long, or maybe 1 minute and a half, but I think it's only 1 minute long. 1 minute long, and I've been trying it for 15 hours. Isn't that crazy when you think about it that way? Come on, don't start missing out those easy parts. Don't do that. Damn it. Nines. 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 There's nothing else to say. I think nines at this point is becoming an insult in itself. Yeah, nines. Nine. You know, it's pretty sad. Because, this map is really good when it comes to everything that's not the 9. Like, if you look at this map, yes, it is a pretty long map. It's really long. No, I didn't mean to say it was long. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I meant to say this fast, not long. It's a pretty fast map, and that alone makes it pretty hard to do. But the map itself is pretty well done. The only thing that dirts this map, like the only thing that actually taints this map, is this 9 right here and the one at 50 something percent. Those two 9 can go to hell. They just can go to hell and never come back. Yeah, I know it's what makes the rhythm, but I think they should have made the drums a lot more louder than the piano. Because the piano right there is so loud that you are tempted to follow the piano instead of following the drums. Like, I'm not kidding when I say that I'm can pass the 9 pattern better when I ignore the song, ignore the map, and try to focus on my fingers. Like, that's how bad it is. It's the only pattern in this map that is making me do that. The rest of the map I can just hit it by listening to the music, but that one I just can't. I have to ignore it completely if I want to pass it. Damn it. Oh, you got past the lab but died right after? Well, I mean, after the loop there's still quite a bit of map left, so gotta be careful. Damn it, I waited earlier than I should. Damn it, I mistimed it. Damn it. Damn, the same mistake as last time. Trying to stop before I actually have to stop. That's the pattern. That's the pattern, and I have to... Like I said, I just have to ignore everything and just focus on my fingers. I can't do it otherwise. Come on, don't start missing on the easy parts again. That switch right there is pretty hard to do. Like, that switch is... It requires a lot of precision to do. You have to do a fast one, then a normal one, and then a fast one again, and then a normal one again. And then wait. That switch is pretty hard. Yeah, 93%. Yeah, basically... Even like you might not believe it, but I got to 97% today. So it's right there. Like you can smell it in the air. It's like the victory is right there. It's just a little bit out of my grasp, but a little bit out of reach. But it's there. Just have to stretch a little bit more, and it's mine. Yeah. It's right there. I mean, hopefully what I'm cooking doesn't end up getting burned. That will be pretty bad. You don't want to leave it too much in the oven because otherwise it's just gonna get burned. You don't want it to happen. Yeah, you have to do it immediately faster after that. That might not look like it, but that change right there is really hard to do. Really, I mean, you can cheese it, but if you cheese it, it's pretty hard to get used to the rhythm that comes right after. So it's definitely a hard switch in speed. Really? I don't know what got early there, but sure, whatever. Damn it. Yeah, that might be the case. That's the case with a lot of things, because the hardest part is figuring out the patterns. Once you got the patterns figured out, you need the execution to do it. But I think the execution, like the hardest part of the execution, are the nines. After those nines, the execution is hard, but not that hard for the rest of the map. Even then, once I'm done with this, like if I ever beat this stage, I'm not coming back to it for at least a month. Well, I don't know if that's accurate, but I really don't want to play this stage again. Like this stage, I mean, after playing it for 15 hours, you really want it to stop, you know? So, once I reach 100%, it's a farewell to this stage. I don't know for how long though, because I am curious about the speed trial on this stage, but that's about it. I'm just curious. I'm not thinking of beating it or anything like that. Damn it. Damn. My mouth made a noise because of the... You know, it's hard to explain, but when you alternate those nines, you have to exert yourself a little more to be able to get that alternating motion. So sometimes I don't even control what my face is doing, and sometimes noises like that happen. Damn, if I had a webcam, my face will be a pretty funny spectacle by itself. That's for sure. Like, it could be a separate stream, a complete separate stream, and it will still work. Like, you have no idea, but when... Well, actually, you might have an idea if you watch Osu streamers. When they play Osu, especially the very top players, their face It's kind of like, I mean, it's hard to explain, but it's just so funny to see their faces. Well, basically, that's my face right now. Probably a little bit, like a little less concentrated than those, but it still is probably pretty funny to watch. Wow, I don't know what happened with my timing there. Okay, so the rhythm there is... Yeah, it's... Okay. Problem is that it's pretty hard to grasp the rhythm after that switch. It goes so fast that it really gets hard to grasp. Alright. Come on. I don't know why I did wrong there. I thought I had the right rhythm. Maybe I did it earlier than I should. Like I really thought I had it. But it seems that I probably got... I rushed it, but I definitely thought that was the right rhythm. Damn it. I mean, if anyone wants to see the exit, it's right there. Like the end of the level is right there. Yeah, I also think I had it, because I definitely thought I had the rhythm right there, but it seems that I pressed it early for some strange reason. I don't feel like I pressed it early, but apparently I did. I definitely thought I had the rhythm. But don't worry, it will be over soon. Even if it's not today, it's gonna be over soon. It has to be. Like after 96%, you can go much higher than that. I mean, yeah, you can get 97, which is my current record on this stage, but hey, thanks. Thanks, Borgia. Yeah. I know I can, but the thing is, being able to do it and doing it are two different things. So even if I definitely know I can do it, it's just a matter of not screwing up. And that's really harder than you think. I don't know what was that timing, to be completely honest. Like, I screwed up right from the beginning, so that was kind of weird. Yeah, my finger control was kind of weird, that right there. Really? No, please don't start missing on these patterns. Please don't. Don't do it. Damn it, I alternated the wrong part. Nice! Damn. I got it. Wow. That was... I thought there was a congratulations screen at the end. Maybe there was a congratulations screen at the end, but I tapped so fast that I skipped it. Holy shit, yes. Holy. That's something else. That was... That was really something that took a long time. I'm pretty sure that if you take the total time that I spent on this level, you can easily get 16 hours. Yeah, now do it on 1.5. Great idea. Really great idea.